Hello everyone, I am Rainy Suarez, aka Silva, back here with another amazing reaction. Back here with some more Abba and Preach. And the father learns his daughter is a bully. A father learns his daughter is a bully. And trigger warning for everyone, if you ever suffer from bullying, please watch one of my next videos. But if you cares about their commentary about this just as much as I am, please stay. But when it comes down to this, you already know how I feel about people bullying in general. I was bullied. I bet some of y'all definitely were bullied as well. And, seeing the point that a parent should not be burying their own kid because some other person's kid thought it was a great idea to push it too far and doesn't feel remorse. Stuff like that happens surprisingly on the daily basis. And I can say this I'm going to say it again in the beginning. I'm going to say this again during the video is parents, if you have a kid that is a bully, it's not kid being kids. Your kid or kids made a adult decision that cost another person their life. Period. But I digress. But if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the link to this video down below so watch it uninterrupted. Link to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on those social platforms. Link to my Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate whatever you want to donate. That's fine. You don't, that's fine as well. Same thing as stupid things. But by donating, like, comment, subscribe, sharing, all the good stuff, however you show your support, it lets me know you rock with the reaction content, rock with the channel, and rock with your boy. But further ado, buckle up and let's get started. Alright, we're back with some more Abba and Preach. Y'all already know the title of the video. Father learns his daughter is a bully. Oof, man. Like I said, as a parent, I'm not a parent regardless, I'm an uncle. But if I was a parent, to learn that my own kid is a bully, oh, I will be beyond pissed. But here we go.
Kelly O'Brien leans into the hearse that holds her 12-year-old daughter's coffin to give it one last hug farewell. So overcome with grief, she can hardly stand. Her partner Matt holds her upright. The O'Briens asked us to be here today to remember Charlotte and raise awareness of the enormous damage that bullying can bring.
I will miss everything about you, baby. I will miss your hugs, your kisses, your laugh, your beautiful, beautiful smile.
Charlotte took her life almost 3 weeks ago. The years of relentless torment at school.
Everything we did together, we had.
Listen, I already said in the beginning of the video that I'm going to say this. Parents, if your kid or kids are being bullies, it's not longer kids being kids anymore, especially when it costs someone their life. And you say, "Oh, she took her." It was pushed to that thanks to someone else's child. I need some of y'all to get that, because it should never come to this. No parent should bury their own kid, especially in this type of circumstance. Definitely this type of circumstance. Oh, my kid would never do that, and yet your kid got the whole rep sheet of them being bullies.
Fun. Whether it was a trip to the shops or the park, you are my world, my life, my queen bee diva, my beauty queen, the star on top of the Christmas tree.
She loved to be loved, and we'd love to love her back. Thank you for giving me the greatest honor to be your dad.
Mary Immaculate Church congregation at capacity and beyond able to cope with the grief themselves. But it was nothing compared with Kelly's pain.
I'll never be okay without you. Not even for a day.
At one stage, Kelly ran in to hold the coffin again. She called Charlotte her best friend and soulmate, a mini mum to brother Will.
I've already seen this before.
Man, like I said, no one this point, like I said, to this point, regardless, it should never got to this point. It should never. And I also say this: the point that she's been bullied for years, 4 years, guarantee the school knew about it and chose to do nothing. I bet a lot of money on that, because at the end of the day, oh well, if she does something, we still have to suspend her. So you prefer them to do nothing to defend themselves? Okay, all right. And I'll still stand on what I said when I did like a last bully video thing. To me, certain schools who think that's appropriate to punish the victim, the actual victim, from the bullying. Why? Praising or letting the bully go needs to get reevaluated. Definitely. Check the books, check everything, because that's bullshit to the highest order.
Every time I see it, it always that's a lot.
It's weird to see Preacher without his dreads.
Yeah.
Don't give Alba a hug. And look like
memories.
Yeah, that's some real grief, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's some real grief, and I pray that none of you ever have to go through that.
Yeah.
If you ever loved little ones, just the thought of them being taken away or something like that tragic happening is just unimaginable grief.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, whenever I think about that line, I think it's from Denzel Washington when his child's in the hospital, and he says, "I'm going to bury my child. My child's not going to bury me."
John Q. John or something like that. Something like that. It's one of those things. Or no. It's something different. Yeah, no, it is John Q. Yeah, man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. But yeah, it's one of those things that even that movie touched home for me, due to the fact that, like, bro, like, no parents should be burying their own child. Like, especially if they could prevent it. If there was an option to prevent it, they would go into guarantee take that option.
There's a certain order to the word that you never want breaking, and just to know that the kid they were so miserable on the inside, or maybe it wasn't even.
And here's the thing: this is, and I don't mean to pause a lot on this one. I apologize, but I literally have this conversation with my new coworker, and he probably is watching this. If he is, hi buddy, what's up, man? But me and him did have the discussion with our other coworker too, and it's some of the questions that I probably will say this. People always say when people commit unaliving themselves, do they go to hell and all this shit like that? I remember getting asked that question from a former coworker, which I told her I personally don't know. Because at the end of the day, there are some circumstances that is pushed towards that. You can say it's selfish, yes. But sometimes that is the only option that you don't know. To them, that was the only option. Again, you don't know the circumstance. When a child does that, in general, you don't know what led to that. I can't say it's a selfish act when it was doing it. They're trying to find a way out of the madness of their everyday life with the constant of that. The point that, like I said, the school guarantee knows about the whole bullying and chose to do nothing. And that's what's the price for doing nothing.
Like that, maybe it was a flash moment where they just had an intense feeling because that happens, and they just went through with it. It's just, she went through it for years, and I think no kid should have to do that. So, if I can encourage parents to be more accountable, to take this thing seriously, to not sweep it onto the rug, then I'll do that every day.
Same.
Because I know the kids who do this stuff, most of them are never held accountable.
So.
They're not. No. I would rather die before this is ever me.
This lovely lady is my 10-year-old daughter, who has, for the second time this school year, been kicked off the school bus due to bullying another student.
An Ohio father takes a rather unique approach to punishing his daughter after she was kicked off the school bus for bullying, and has a lot of people talking.
A lot of people talking? If I see a bunch of y'all defending the daughter...
NBC4's
I'm with Alba on that one. Trust me. There are consequences for this crap. Regardless, I don't give a damn if this person is your angel cutie pie. They still did something that's horrible. There are consequences. I'm all for teaching kids. There are consequences for like dastardly acts. Because at the end of the day, how would they learn? You can't always helicopter your kid. I'm sorry, that's too. But you can't always pamper your kid as well. There always has to be a balance somewhere.
Dan Perlman went to Swanton, Ohio today to talk with the father and the daughter as this video goes viral.
I remember that video too.
This is a story we have sadly heard before. A young girl bullying another. But it is what happens next that is getting attention around the world. It started last week. His daughter got home.
And she looked at me and she said, well, Dad, you're going to have to take me to school next week. I got kicked off the bus.
Matt Cox's 10-year-old in trouble for bullying.
So I decided that I'm not going to be one of those parents that just sweep it under the rug and chalk it up as kids will be kids.
That's right. That's right. By sweeping it under the rug, it doesn't solve nothing. It really doesn't.
Thank you.
For real.
Yes. And I will repeat this message 1,000 times a year. Every parent who does this, salute to you. Because too many parents more concerned with protecting their kids, not realizing their kids is making it hard for other parents to protect their own.
Oh my God, but
That's a bar, but it's facts. And it's facts. I like to hear that again.
This message 1,000 times a year. Every parent who does this, salute to you. Because too many parents more concerned with protecting their kids, not realizing their kids is making it hard for other parents to protect their own.
oh my God, but
Hey man, that's a bar, bro.
But you don't have to shame publicly your kid. Your kid was publicly dissing my kid. Or dissing that kid. They were making fun publicly. It was not intimate. It was not a one-on-one. It was on the school bus. So you know what? I don't care. That kid can get it. Just learn. That's how you learn a lesson. Oh my God, you're so old. Yes. I'm old school. But that's what shit like that will happen if I will fuck up. You have to understand you have to understand the definition of what a privilege is. And that school bus is a privilege. And if you fuck up,
it's a privilege, not a right. There's several things, like even phones. To this day, phones. That is my current phone that is charging. Is a privilege. Here's the thing. I didn't even get a phone until I was 17. I'm not lying. My dad did not give me a phone until I was 17. Kids nowadays are getting a phone when they're 4. And yes, it is a safety precaution, but they're just effing around.
the rules of the school bus, that's what's gonna happen in real life. If you cannot stand within the rules, they're gonna remove your privileges.
You have no right to that bus if you make it unsafe for others. You lose that.
And before y'all go like, oh, what about this? What about that? Even our rules as a system around the world, it is a privilege. It definitely is a privilege that can be taken away just like that. Because if you F up bad enough, which we all have seen the news multiple times with multiple people doing that.
Period. And you guys have no problem with mothers or fathers crying on television or crying online about the fact that their kids were taken. Mm-hmm. The tears and the sadness, all of it's okay. But what we're doing about this issue that's everywhere, that we can't put publicly. Absolutely not. Parents should definitely talk about this stuff. They should handle it.
I don't care. That's exactly how you handle business. Mm-hmm. They're gonna do. And on top of that, I just hear my Haitian parents. La kounya la pou mèm ou décider ou pa fè rien nan boss lan. La kounya la yo meto ou dehors. La kounya mwen mèm ma travail.
Coach translate. Let's see angry.
Pou m'a poto ou l'école. Parce ou mèm so mal élevé ou pa kon vivre dans la société. I understand that.
She had the temerity
Yes.
to
Man.
return home and say, "Oh,
Well,
Dad,
Dad, you're gonna have to take me. You're gonna have to take yourself.
yeah." And you know what? The dad didn't just send her off. He drove beside her because this is not a safe place to walk.
No.
So he said, "I'm going to drive right beside you, and I'm going to make sure you're safe."
But you walking.
But
you
you
walking.
But you walking.
with all your bags, your lunch, and everything. You gonna eat. I'll make sure I pack a little bit extra electrolytes for
And
all
extra
that
food.
extra cardio you getting in.
That begins the story
Good morning and happy Monday, everyone.
behind this now viral video.
Well, it's a happy Monday for some of us.
The video Matt shot it. It's his daughter walking to school 5 miles to learn a lesson.
Let me make this extremely clear. It's unacceptable.
Back home,
I believe the last time I checked, it was like 15 million views.
the feedback for the Swanton father overwhelming. He tells me he read to all 3 of his children the comments online. Stories from those
There wasn't a dry eye in the house.
stories young Kirsten tells me taught her a lesson.
I shouldn't have put anymore.
This is a video still making the rounds.
Because I'm doing what I feel is right to teach my daughter a lesson.
A video this father hopes parents
Hold your kids accountable.
and their kids both see.
And I was just hoping that they'd take away that words hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Words hurt.
5 miles is 8 points.
Yeah. Words hurt. Physical fist slaps hurt. Anything that deals with bullying in general, that's physical, emotional, and mental, it's gonna hurt. You know, cyberbullying. You know, you can turn the laptop off, but that's still ringing in your head. It's definitely gonna hurt. It's the form of some parents nowadays, especially nowadays, don't even believe their child are capable of bullying. Anyone can't be capable of bullying to be a bully. You know, but some people don't even believe that. Sadly, it's weird.
8.5 kilometers. But yeah, it's
There's nothing that hurts more than words.
Mm-hmm.
When your parent looks at you and says, "You disappoint me," bro, I'd have taken 10 punches before I hear them words. I'm
real.
ashamed of you.
Mm-hmm.
That shit'll cut deeper than anything, and that'll be trauma you carry for the rest of your life. I'd rather you knock my ass out. Absolutely.
That's quick.
Yeah, when you've always had your parents' admiration and love, and they look at you with that sense of disgust of failure, there's nothing that cuts deep. So if you understand that, then how can you not think that bullying can't really affect you? Do you know how much kids are impacted by their peers? Most of us remember the kids that try to mess with us at one point in our lives, or said a mean comment to us that changed the way we dressed forever, or the way we looked. That's normal. Of course these things hurt. So shout out to this father. Because he sees a problem and he takes it seriously. And he's trying to create an upstanding person. He's not just trying to raise a child. He's trying to also make sure that they're a contributing member to society, not a net detriment.
You see that?
And that's the difference.
This is the thing. Our standards are so low that you're saying he's not trying to raise a child. He is trying to raise a child. That's what you're supposed to do. When you're raising a child, it's not a plant. You're not just supposed to water it and watch it grow. You have to put a tutor next to it so it doesn't grow crooked. Woo! Bars!
Yeah, that's a bar preach. And you're supposed to nurture, just like with plants, you're supposed to nurture that. Nurture your child.
And bullying sometimes, bullying sometimes creates more bullying.
Facts.
That's one thing that people don't really talk about. Because at some point, when you're being bullied, you have the you want the spotlight to not be on you anymore. So you're gonna bully. I did that too. I bullied. And people don't really talk about why. Like my reason for that I didn't want that spotlight anymore. If I join the people bullying, that's my break. It's not good, but it's not an excuse. It is bad. But then again, kids resort to different means sometimes. Sometimes they off themselves, sometimes they participate in the bullying, sometimes they fight back.
Yeah.
If you don't think that you have a winning chance, you don't. And it goes to the parents. This just goes to the parents. Whenever someone tells you that someone was, I feel like right now we're a bit past that. People are a little bit more aware of the book. Yeah. A little bit more aware. There's still some work to be done. But when someone comes to you and says that they're being bullied, you have to take them and you have to take their word
for
an account. The number of time I've been told, just ignore them.
Same. And I've been told that by my dad. I was told that by school administrators and everything, saying just ignore them. I was even told that don't give them a reason to bully you. There is no excuse to bully someone. Period. No excuse. Even during school, even after school, there's no excuse. But at the same time, being told just to ignore it, don't give them a reason to bully you. It's an asinine excuse. Period. Because I still remember a story that happened to my niece, both of my nieces. The oldest one wrote a note. No cuss words. Surprisingly, it was neat. Like with me and her and my sister, her mom. Oh, we would squat up. She wrote the note to a bullet saying, "Quit messing with my sister. I will beat you up." Yes, was it a threat? Yeah, but it was a nice threat. Better than anything that me and my sister, her mom, could come up with. Got called to the office. Had to explain the whole entire thing. The vice principal, well, there's still no excuse. Like, I was there, too, as well. I said, what do y'all want her to do? I remember saying that out loud. And it's like that's who I was. I'm her uncle. So I ended up repeating my question. What do you want her to do then? This is her younger sister. This child is older than her and bullying her. So you expect her to do nothing. That makes by hearing y'all stuff, this makes zero sense. I get that y'all have a zero fighting bully policy, but it's not being enforced due to the fact that this is happening under y'all watch. So I digress on that, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's insane.
And it's always crazy because you don't understand how unfeasible that is.
It is.
Since you can't just ignore someone that's constantly
even now as an adult, stuff that I hear from YouTube, of course I do get criticism and all this other stuff because all this and everything, and I am the option to choose to ignore it or not, and sometimes I choose not to because I want to address it. So, but that's just me. But sometimes, yes, I do ignore it because I can just ignore that crap. But it's hard to ignore it if it's right in front of your face.
Group of people. So, yeah. I feel like a big, huge hypocrite being like, oh, yeah, it's bad. I've done it. I have to take a fucking break. So, I wish I could talk to these people now and be saying that how sorry I am because I needed to take a break, man. It was either you or me, and I chose you. Anyways.
All right, let's know what you guys think of the comments.
Yeah. Someone give both of them a hug, please. But yeah, with me, I never chose to be a bully, surprisingly. I could have. I just chose to fight back. And apparently they didn't like that. They didn't like their victims fighting back. Especially if the victim is crazy enough to get stronger. But anyway, I digress on that one. But let me know your thoughts about this video. Please let me know if y'all have any stories. Please share them down below. But yeah. This does need to stop. It has to stop calling your kids, especially the bully kids, stop calling the bully kids the bully kid. The bully kid. I'll make sure I pronounce that right. And understand to discipline your kid in general, to teach them, hey, that's not okay to do that. It's not okay. So I digress. But anyway, that's the end of the video. So if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to this video down below, so watch out and interrupt it. And until next time, please take care of yourself, stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Peace out.
And little questions is everything they know about you. No way.